Team Go Rocket is currently in their February lineup, so that means that their teams will be new to you if you haven't played recently. But we already have a video on Arlo, Cliff, and Sierra, as well as Giovanni even, on this channel. So here's another look at one of Arlo's other team combinations. But I did just want to say something, I make a lot of these videos every single wave that the Team Go Rocket leaders come up, so it's worth it to know that basically I will show other options every single time. Sometimes I think comments come through as if that's the end-all be-all team you have to use. You should never only think like, wow, I just have to use his teams to win. I'm just showing possibilities that are winning combinations, and a lot of them. Something else I wanted to address was 2 or 3 comments came in basically against my first Arlo video. Of course, he's got a Mawile now in that first spot. A lot of people saying Blaziken and Infernape, I guess, would be better choices or whatever. Here's actually proof in the pudding. We're gonna basically have these two compared side by side right here. I'm actually even using a lesser Machamp. It's at 2291 on the CP. The Blaziken is 2651. The weather was rainy, so neither of them have an advantage over the other, by weather at least. Blaziken, we can obviously see, is leveled higher up, yet you're still gonna notice actually Machamp outpaces the Blaziken purely by damage. I mean, our Machamp has counter, our Blaziken has fire spin. Blaziken itself can learn counter, so there's nothing that's saying you can't do that. It's just that comments are fine to come in. I love when the comments come in, as long as you don't tell somebody that they're wrong for choosing a Pokemon or party that they want to use that wins. One of them literally, one out of those 2 or 3 said, like, you were wrong for choosing Machamp. Look at this! I mean, like, we could see in this video, Machamp actually ended up with more HP left over compared to that Blaziken, and for a while there, it was actually outpacing it. They kind of ended at similar times, but essentially, kind of the difference was Machamp has counter, of course, as we said, but also Cross Chop. Cross Chop is not a move that's going to do more damage, but it is going to be a move, mainly in these Team Go Rocket battles, that will constantly be able to be fired off pretty rapidly. So the advantage to that, obviously, if you're new to the Team Go Rocket battling and don't know, is that we're shutting down the enemy. Every single time you use a charge move or they use a charge move, or if either of you switches out a Pokemon, whether by feinting or manual switch, that actually makes the Team Go Rocket Pokemon stop in their tracks for almost 3 seconds. So that's pretty valuable when you're going up against these guys if they're especially hitting you with something super fast like Mawile having Bite, for example. So the Mawile that you guys saw earlier, it had Astonish. That's neutral damage all around to Blaziken or to Machamp. Notice, of course, we can easily take down his Charizard with either of the other options that we have in the party. I just kind of wanted to make sure that we did talk about that Machamp versus Blaziken thing. There's nothing wrong with choosing either of them. It's just what is wrong, I feel, is when you tell someone else that they're wrong, even if their chosen party wins the battle. Like, honestly, a motto I've come up with in recent times when it pertains to these Team Go Rocket battles is a win, and don't let anybody diss your team that got you that win. So you see on that left side, that was my account, the right side is my dad's account. Usually by all measures, my dad's account is lesser than mine. So on that left side with my account, we got the win before even needing our final Pokemon, which would have been a Glaceon, and that would have been a fine choice. I mean, just it being ice against that Salamence, and even if our Tyranitar would have fainted, it probably would have gotten some bonus damage in before that fainting actually happened. And so my dad, we're just kind of, I guess to turn the phrase, we're adding injury to insult, you could say, by switching out to a Lapras to basically finish that off too. So Lapras with ice moves, another Pokemon you could use. But you saw, this was still pretty easy. At least it gives you some more options. You go Blaziken, Infernape, or even Machamp, of course. And if he's got a Charizard, use a Rock type. And if he's got Salamence at the end, use an Ice type. But I am glad that we got to show that beginning section off, just because you don't want to get locked down into the small thinking that the only right choice is super effective moves. A lot of the times, your moves being super effective can cover a CP gap, or basically make up for your Pokemon being lower leveled, so it's extremely important. But again, it's small thinking to say that it's wrong if you have another option that wins and or wins faster. Point being, we're all in different places. I know that some of you are beginners, some of you are pros, many of you are in between. Really, my only goal past having fun with these videos is to help you guys. That's seriously all I want to do. I really want to help people. Full playlist in the description and top pinned comment. I'll be making other videos on all of the other leaders and the various combinations that they can all have. It'll showcase many other options for you guys to use, and so I'll catch you guys on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.